Hello and welcome back to my Let's Challenge of BioShock. In the last episode, we were making our way through the second half of Neptune's Bounty, or the second third, let's call it that. We got the research camera, and that now gives us the capacity to research our weapons, research our enemies, which is a skill that's proving particularly useful in a large chunk of through this chapter. We're seeing new types of splicers, and yeah, we're now going to try and continue to make this progress. So we get static discharge 2, and we actually get another trophy for quality research photos. That means that that photo we just took was essentially an A rank photo, and we get static discharge 2, which gives you... Essentially, it means that we we have a huge burst of electricity every time we get hit. Beautiful shooting. I was almost impressed by that. That was really good. Okay, we'll just heal from this. There should yet be more health packs around this area, so I'm not too worried yet. A lot of alcohol, obviously, being a bar area. We'll also find ourselves another diary.
Rapture's full of poets, artists, tennis players, not hired gorillas. But this leader of theirs, this Fontaine, he seems to know his way around the grift. He keeps his nose clean, but not so clean that the right people don't know he's not to be trifled with.
So, there we go. Some more news about Fontaine. This is where we would have entered had we not gone in through that entrance to the Fighting McDonough's. We'll be heading upstairs soon, but first we'll just pick this up and head into
Diane,
here.
my dear, I'm sorry, but I'll be late again tonight. Rosenberg is demanding to speak about this. I'm trying
So we get ourselves a nitro splicer.
keeps going on about this genetic modification. I'll go spend an hour pretending to pay attention to the poor fellow and be home as soon as I can.
So you can see that sort of Ryan first, so I guess his first sort of introduction. He's obviously talking to Diane McClintock, his girlfriend. And yeah, we see the first sort of inspiration of when Ryan started realizing that this sort of genetic stuff would actually, you know, come to play a huge part in Rapture's future. As we actually have maxed out our proximity mines. There you go. Would not have realised that. So again, yeah, obviously those stalls you can actually pay. You actually have to pay in order to access them, but that's not like you're paying a lot. Another lead head. I'm gonna get pretty close to maxing out our lead head, which is exactly what I'm looking to do. Oh, oh, that was a lead head, which means there is a nitro somewhere around here. And we need to be worried about him. So, 15% chance that an enemy grenade will fail, essentially. Like that. I'm assuming. I think that's what that was. Unfortunately, that did destroy the health pack, which is a little annoying. Would have been nice to have that around. The healing station. Is there anything to pick up? There is some film. Okay, cool. So, we now have a series of rooms. Ooh, an enemy. Don't think I can see you there. Would like to be not taking quite so much damage when we do that, but it's difficult because obviously, you know, you're trying. You want to take as many photos as you can.
Ryan, I believe in Ratchet. That doesn't mean we always win. Fontaine Futuristics is the biggest thing going in Ratchet. So let me be plain. When we arrest that Torag Fontaine for his thieving and smuggling, we must make it clear that we won't touch his business interests. We sit on the council because these poor sods trapped us, not because God gave us a check.
So, we finally, you saw there that we managed to max out our lead head splicer research, and we did that really fast, which is excellent. That's always what we're trying to do when we do that research. We want to try and get it fast, and we want to, you know, do it well. So that is our research maxed out for the lead head splicer. That gives us another trophy as well, which is excellent. You can guess that there will be trophies for doing that for each of the various enemy types. And you would be correct. I think we'll just keep 2 anti-personnel rounds now. As yeah, so the point of that room is obviously to get another treasure. There is another code there. I'm not sure we've got the. Also, what this means is that we no longer need to worry about taking photos of lead heads, which is always good. Like, you'll eventually, you know, start whittling down the enemies that you actually need to take photos of. Okay, so those are all empty. We can get some electric buck, which is always a good thing. And another Eve hypo. And we have a safe for us to open. I have a feeling we might have missed a we may well have missed a code, unfortunately, or maybe I need to look a little harder because there's obviously a code to that door, unless we can hack it. Obviously, that's the other option. A huge amount of armor-piercing rounds and some electric buck as well. So that's a really good safe for taking on big daddies.
Here to visit the scum of the earth.
Ah, there's the spider slicer. Okay. Hello. So we do get an A rank for that. The other thing that you can use, security bullseye for is if you have an enemy like this one, which has a security bot working for him. What you can do is you can hack it. Sorry, you can hit him with security bullseye, and his own. If you hit the enemy with security bullseye, his own security bot will still attack him. Which is quite useful as well as another sort of method for taking out those guys. I can't remember where it is. Might need to check some things. I think the enemy is down below. Oh, there's another nitro. So where did he go? Oh, it was over here. Is that you? Yeah. It was just a random leadhead. I thought it was a night. There was a nitro splicer somewhere then. Not sure where he's ended up. Okay, cool. So, we'll try and hack the door. See if that's actually the only way that we can actually access this particular area. We can hack. Okay, so thankfully it is not impossible. There. There we just have everything that we need for that. Lovely. So the keypad opens. That allows us to access this room. We have another, another.
We barely recognize her. That's her, Sam said. You're crazy, I told him. That thing? That is our Masha? But he was right. She was drawing blood out of a corpse by Fontaine Fisheries. And then when she was done, she walked off hand in hand with one of those awful golems. Masha!
So that is another recurring NPC character who's just there, you know, whose anguish is there for your, you know, to further like paint a picture of the story of everything that's going on here in Rapture, as we see that her daughter was obviously taken away to become a little sister without them realizing. Now, I'm pretty sure there is actually another audio diary that actually relates to, that is by Mirasculets, that is actually relating to Masha as well. So I think we'll try and find that too.
What did it get me, huh?
So we're taking pictures of the turrets right now. Oh, shit. That was terrible, but there we go. It did not go how I planned it to, but I guess that's what you get for just standing in the path of a turret. There, lovely. Cool. You, I think, is worth deactivating just because you are going to be a liability if you're just going to be around at that health. Okay. There's the ammo vending machine. Again, not great. Okie dokie. Ah, that's just the machine gun rounds from earlier. Okay, cool. So what we can now do is we can just head back through this area. We obviously have the little sister over there that we should probably deal with at some point. Ah, that's the one. There's an audio diary just there by the vent. Oh yeah, so we need to take pictures. So that counts as the Rosie first, and we get increased damage, and we'll get okay, so unfortunately we can't pick that up. We missed our chance to take out the Big Daddy there, but that's fine. So yeah, this is the audio diary that links, because this is about Marsha.
Darling Masha, we don't know what has happened to you. Ryan's men have taken you away and said you are needed to save Rapture. Who needs a child to save a city? But I see these little girls crawling out of these vents, and I only wonder if you might one day crawl out of these vents and find these spots. We look for you, but if you find these, come to us at the Fighting McDonald's in room number 7. The code to our room is 7533. We miss you, our darling child.
So there you go. That's how you could find the code to the Fighting McDonald's. That room there. We'll just get some security bot, and we get security expert 2. So that means we get greatly reduces when hacking turrets, bots, and cameras, which is better than security expert. I believe they do stack, but I'm not entirely sure. So ooh, another little sister.
Hurry, Mr. B.
Okay. No, we want that. They had the same idea. You can use a telekinesis if you're fast enough to actually pick those up. When he launches the frag grenades at you, you can actually use it as a chance to pick them up, or use telekinesis to throw them back at him. He's very close to death. Oh, there's 2 of them. That's bad. That's very bad. Yeah, he's like full health, and the other one. This could be a big problem, because if we don't take him out soon, then that so I'm hoping that is enough, and I'm praying that this one hasn't disappeared. Oh, it hasn't. Oh, it died actually. Okay, cool. Okay, that went actually pretty well. We didn't lose too much health. We got all the kills. That's our third gatherer rescued. We get a nice chunk of money. The Rosies tend to drop more money, it seems. There we go, Photographer's Eye 2. So that means that essentially we increase the research scores that we get from these photos. So just taking photos here of the security cameras, sorry, the security bots, because they're not actually, obviously I haven't actually hacked them, so they're not on my team per se. But what they are is that they're essentially working as enemy bots, which is really good for me. There's a third Rosie. There seems to be so many more of those than there were in the original. Anyway, so that is that. I think we will destroy this for another health pack, seeing as we only have 5. Is that another Rosie? Oh no! So here we're gonna meet up with that spider splicer again. So we have Wrench Lurker, which essentially means that if you sneak up on an enemy behind you, you do a huge amount of damage. Where are you? There you are. So extra nutrition 3, which means we get more health from snacks and bandages. A lot of this will become far more useful to us when we get access to I have to assume that my turret has been destroyed. Okay.
They sure go down easy once you research them up right. Come on in and show us those snappies.
Okay, sweet. We get another Evipo. Okay, so that should mean what we can now do is we can go into the Gatherer's Garden once more. So obviously we now have extra nutrition plus, so that would it's better than that. Although there is a trophy for having every single one of these gene tonics, I think. So I think that means we probably we will want to buy these at some point. So we might as well make that point now. We'll put Incinerate back on, and then we'll also get E-Blink, which we'll put on for this next section. And yeah, cool. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to quickly grab some health. And we can definitely find some buck. If that's all we're missing, then we can. I'm sure there's some like around here. There's almost always been some ammo sort of scattered around. So yeah, it looks like our RPG turret was unfortunately destroyed by someone. But now that we have destroyed the spider splicer, that should now mean that we can actually head through.
get himself at? You got something for me and my crew? Or are you just looking to get criticized? You sit here a spell. I needs to set on some coffee. Maybe put on silverware and the like.
Before you head into the fisheries, a word to the wise. Old Peachy seems about as straight as a dog's hind leg. You keep your eyes open.
Nobody walks into my swampy carrying the heat. Put your weapons in the limo, and then I'll let you in.
Okay, so yeah, so
If that's the price, you're gonna have to pay it. We can't very well take your plasmas away now, can he?
So, Incinerate, largely towards the end of, like, it's not particularly, it's not a hugely useful plasmid, but what it can do, especially is, because the damage it does over time isn't particularly great, but what you use it quite a lot for is, like, it does damage over, it allows you to melt ice a lot, and there's quite a lot of it through the game, so you can use that. But anyway, we're not going to have any weapons except for our wrench, but we have everything else nice and maxed out. That's an auto hack tool that, again, we do not need because we've already hacked everything pretty much to perfection. Just sort of seeing what I can hit with Incinerate from here. And then we can obviously grab this E-FIFO once more. Okay, so now we're going to get a boss battle. We get, well, a minor boss battle, essentially. We get to fight against Peach Wilkins. And obviously we only have our... 100% a...
He done told the devil he'd be right back, and the devil says, "Sure thing, Mr. Fontaine." I was not. Ryan promised Fontaine was dust, and now here you are doing his dirty. I guess that makes Ryan a ball, and you...
Okay, so what we're doing, the reason that we've triggered the alarm is because we're waiting for Peach to appear so we can shove our security bullseye on him. There you are. Oh yeah, we've already maxed out our thing for that, so let's just get Kinesis. We want that. We want... What's going on out there? Shoots. So, auto hack, we might as well, if we can, we have the money. It's got a lot of health, this guy, it seems. Is that him down? Looks like that was his down. There we go, lovely. We get a trophy for defeating Peach Wilkins. Lovely. Let me just auto hack you. We might as well. And then we can start melting stuff. There's a lot of things to melt. Ah, there was a health station. We quickly you up and you, lovely. Should be in a really good position now. I think we've got everything. Did we get everything from Peach? Yeah, we did. Cool. So I think there are still some enemies that we need to just be aware about. There may well just be some enemies sort of sneakily hiding around here. You can melt the ice, and it will occasionally sort of reveal hidden items, health packs, the such. There's an important one around the back here, I think, which reveals a different part. Or I'm sure there's something that we actually need to melt away. Or it may well be actually the fact that we do need to melt it away in order to proceed. That looks like something we can telekinesis. It is something we can telekinesis. Lovely. Melt that. So obviously that's the way forwards. It may well be actually on the lower floor. There are 2 floors to this area, so we may well just be sort of preempting ourselves a bit here. Lovely. Looks like we can't get through there, but what we should be able to do is if we head into here. We can then crawl through this crawl space, which will then give us access to all the money. And the corpse that had nothing in it, cool. Pistol and auto hack tool that again we don't need because we've... I mean, again, we haven't needed the auto hack tools, so just sort of skipping them. It's a little frustrating, sure, because you sort of want to have them in case for later on, when things might actually get difficult when we start hacking things. But as it is, we've just got to wait for the moment. There was a lead head which had multiple hypos in, so we'll just use that. I think that's everything here. I think we're done pretty much. So what we will do is we will head down here, collect our weapons, and then just start melting things. If we head behind, there is some ammo that we don't need. That is a power to the people machine, which essentially allows us to upgrade our weapons. There are a limited number of them through... Blake. Okay, that went pretty well. Care of that nitro. We've got another audio diary.
Fontaine's putting the screws on us, and double. He's squeezing us out of 80 points of our gun with the threat of turning us into Ryan if we don't play ball. Son of a bitch. Sammy G comes and tells me he's thinking of going to the constable. And the next day, Sammy G was found in a sack in a salt pond. We got no choice here. We stay on Fontaine's crew and we're gonna catch the gallows. We take a powder. End up like Sammy G. Oh, there's gotta be another way.
You fuck Fontaine. Fontaine fucks you.
You're wondering the little ghosts there were saying, you don't fuck Fontaine, Fontaine fucks you. So yeah, so the power to the people we will use. So yeah, essentially allows you to upgrade your weapons. The one that I really like is the damage immunity to your own frag grenades, as we get a trophy for upgrading a weapon. I find that as one of the most useful ones. I mean, we can just auto hack here and then. Lovely. And then we can grab that auto hack from the safe, and then I think we're pretty much done for this area. And what that means is that we'll then be able to move on to the next area, and along with that we'll also finish off this episode. Just, yeah, auto hack. Lovely. Cool. Really, really good. No, it's been a good good trip through Neptune's Bounty. That first episode where we got both of the big daddies was amazing. That just went really, really well. And since then, it's just been... I really like this area, but I think the next area is one of my... It's definitely one of my favorites.
Should be smooth sailing from here. I'll meet you up ahead.
So I think what we're going to get is a transition. There we go. And that is the end of Neptune's Bounty. And so in the next episode, we're going to take on the Smuggler's Hideout, which is a pretty short little section, but largely story related. And then we'll get back to the main sections when we hit the next area, which is Arcadia, I believe. So yeah, we've got Arcadia, then Fort Frolic, then Hephaestus, and then Olympus Heights, I think. And then Point Prometheus, I think, is the last area. But there we go. I hope you have enjoyed this episode, and I hope you will join me on the next.